What's going on with SOLIDX and the coin? Well, friends, if you've been following, what happened was there was a coin called SOIMI that appeared. I've already explained it. And they basically sent me 10% of the supply. And I thought, okay, it's just one of those meme coins trying to attach themselves to me, whatever. But then I had friends and family calling me up literally that day saying, wow, congratulations on your $5 million airdrop. I'm like, what are you talking about, man? You know, it doesn't work like that. It's liquidity, right? So what ends up happening is people started buying it. Okay, you know what? I don't have time to go call up 15 people and tell them not to do anything. So what I did was I set a wall for 24 hours. I set a wall for 24 hours, basically saying, okay, it doesn't feel very pro-SOMI here and there, because I kind of found out pretty much there was a game. People have been telling me, friends, the game was, to let you guys know, the game was to bait me to getting rid of everything. And then the bags get pumped for everybody else in there. And the game was, this is what I had heard. Many people, this wasn't just one person, multiple people told me. Multiple people told me, hey, there's actually a plot out here to destroy your reputation pretty much. And yes, they want you to sell the bags like a paper hand Jeet. And once you do, you cash out, they're going to send this thing to the moon. Pretty much embarrass you for the whole ecosystem. Okay? So, here's the thing. I put a big wall. I go, that ain't happening. Here's 24-hour wall. I set the wall up. And then, 24 hours later, I remove the wall and I throw the coins into a burner address. The coin rugs and the little liquidity. Then that deployer starts up SOLIDX. So this is the funny part, right? There's no more wall in SOIMI. Why isn't it pumping? It's because they probably kind of figured out, hey, we're not going to play by the game rules anymore. Hey, the game's not fun anymore. So that's funny to see. Now, what do you do in the context of this? Well, friends, I've just got to tell you the truth, okay? Mr. SOLIDX is making $550,000 a week in yield. All right? Today. One guy in the ecosystem. If you honestly think PulseChain's going to do a 100x, do you want to know how much yield he'll be making per week? $50 million per week. How sustainable do you think that is? I just want to ask you that question. Do you think there's enough liquidity for retailers to absorb one guy dumping $50 million a week? One guy. Now, very big guy, very big whale, one guy. What about Rectum Rochelle? Rectum Rochelle has $135 million today. You know, if we did a 100x, friends, right, he would have $13.5 billion. You know, if you do 5%, right, which is 5% yield on his $13.5 billion, he is making $670 million a year of yield. That's all 5%. $670 million a year. Do you know how much that is, friends, per week? That's crazy. 12 million there per week. Smack it. That's 60 million a month. That's Rectum Rochelle. He's not in all the ink and stuff. He's not getting the higher yield. I'm doing only 5% yield. 5% yield. I'm just asking you, where are we going to get $60 million a month to cover this guy dumping? He can literally dump for a yacht every month. How sustainable is that? I ask, how sustainable is that? I want the price to go up 100x, but now everyone knows, right? Hey, they're going to go 100x and then drop 95%. That could happen. But you're all thinking that. You all want that. Everyone knows it. They're basically priced it in your mind. Everyone knows, okay, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Once it goes 100x, I'm going to sell. I'm going to be the genius, and everyone's going to write it down minus 95%, and then it's going to be down for 3 years like the situation we have in Hex right now. So that's why, friends, it's important to know while this thing goes up, this is the SOLIDX coin, by the way. This is them buying. Of course, he's more motivated to buy it because it's under his own name, self-brand reputation. Okay, so learn from this. 1, market cap does matter. I don't care who you are. All right, market cap matters. I just told you it matters. What you think? Friends, let me ask you something. If you were making $10 million of yield a week, you're going to let it sit? Right, this guy's making 500 grand. He's already launching meme coins, pumping meme coins, altcoins and stuff, okay? The one guy. What happens? There are people right now who are earning 50 grand of yield a week. Well, if Richard Hart makes the coins go 10x from here, those people are now going to be earning 500 grand of yield a week, and they might be doing the same thing. So you just have an overflow of everything. Learn from the psychology here. It's called the psychological wealth effect. Once everybody's paper gains goes up, they are more inclined to spend. It's called inflation. It actually happens with the US Fed when they print a lot of money, and they stimulate and lower the rates. Everybody is more motivated to spend and keep the train on the tracks, right? So that's just something to think about when it comes to the sensitivity of altcoins to PulseChain, the spear moving up in the ecosystem. That's what we might find. We actually saw that, but we're not even guessing. We saw that. As soon as PulseChain, PLS, moved up in January of this year, we saw a hyper reaction of the PulseChain altcoins. It was very aggressive. And you saw it right here, friends. You saw it right here. As soon as PulseChain went up, this part, immediately. And by the way, look how small this move is, by the way. All it did was go up 2.6x. You already had this huge... People got like a frenzy for altcoins. So what do you think is going to happen on the next one? What do you think would happen on a 10x pump? You'd have meme coins and altcoins in PulseChain going ballistic. Leverage on the ecosystem. The spear is heavy, friends. The spear is heavy. It's hard to carry, but it's higher probability of winning. That's why you can't just go throw all your money in all lottery tickets. But let's explain to you what's going on. How do you navigate it? I don't know, friends. I've allocated my portfolio on how I think the world is going to work out. And so far, that world is playing out right now. So you got to get the leverage. That's it. You need the leverage. And I know a lot of people, it's going to hurt to hear them, but of course, everybody wants their coin to be the Solana rally that goes up 10 to 12x. Yeah, Solana, friends, has done 10 to 12x, already taken over the industry. If everyone needs a 100x to retire in the spears, look, man, I'm just told you, look at the yield. Look at the yield being earned by the biggest whales. So, could you call it an imaginary horrible? No. Look what happened to Hex. Hex had big guys dumping the yield. They said it wouldn't be a problem 2 years ago. It's a problem. It's a problem. They're still getting the yield. You see what I mean? So, problem, right, friends? It's relative, okay? It's relative to your gains. It's a problem if you have $1,000, you're trying to make 1,000x, right? It's a problem if you have 10 grand, you're trying to make 100x. It's a problem there. It's not a problem if you've got 400 grand and a 5x puts you to 2 million and you're fine. You see what I mean? It's relative. Know where you are on the risk curve. Like, subscribe, catch you soon.